Hello, today I'm going to be doing some soil blocks today for my fall vegetable gardening. Um, and we're in Florida zone 9B. So this is my first time actually doing the soil blocks and doing annuals. Typically I stick to fruit trees or perennials, flowers, or herbs. But I decided I'm going to try to start a vegetable garden on the side of my house. So I did print up the University of Florida guide for the season so I can know exactly what I can plant in the month of October. We're at the end of October. It's actually Halloween today. So let's get started. The different mixes that I've seen have lime and a couple other things added. But today I'm just going to be starting with what I have. I have some manure. I have a custom growing mix. It has peat and a couple other things inside of it. And then I have a perlite. So I think that I'm just gonna be mixing it inside of a Tupperware container, and I'm reusing these to-go containers. You know, when you go out to eat, just save your containers if they're made out of plastic. That way you can just reuse them. So I'm going to use them kind of like a makeshift greenhouse. They have little holes up at the top here. So I'm just going to set, after this, I got this soil blocker online. And I'm just going to use that and put the soil blocks in here. Some I may do on a cookie sheet depending on how many soil blocks I make. Okay, so I just have a little container like this. Just a pot that one of the my chamomile flowers came in, so I'm just going to use that for my ratio since I'm just doing it in a small container. It calls for 1.5 of your soil or of your soil mix or peat moss. So since this is kind of both, I'm just going to treat it as both. So here's one container, and then I'll do a half, another half. Okay, that's about 1.5 there. I'm just going to tear this open. I believe it just calls for one of these, so of compost, but I'm just using manure. Couldn't find any compost, and mine is not ready yet, so I'm just gonna use one bucket of these. I think this is just, I don't know what size this is, but trying not to make a huge mess. I usually don't use a lot of like animal products for my growing, but since this is my first time making it, I thought I'd try to stick to their ingredients. If you want to know the original recipe, I believe his name is Elliot, something Elliot. Or Elliot, I can't remember. Elliot is either his first or his last name, but he's the one who did the soil blocks. And soil blocks are beneficial because they save you from having to use so much plastic too, because those little plastic containers that you usually use for growing your seedlings, they don't last very long. They deteriorate quickly, and this will keep you from having to buy those over and over again. I've also tried the one made out of recycled material on the outside. I can't remember what it's made out of, but they just dry out so quickly. And then I just haven't had any good success with those. So I figured I would try this. Also, your roots, the roots, they air prune themselves in these soil blocks. So once the roots reach the side of the soil block, they will just work their way around the soil blocks instead of getting root bound. So that's also another benefit to doing these soil blocks as well. Perlite. Perlite, I think it's either perlite or vermiculite, is like a some sort of glass that's heated up and then it poofs out like this, and it's supposed to help with putting air into your mix so that it's not so compact. It's probably good to wear a mask if you're using this stuff. There's a lot of my goodness. Okay, so that's my one container of that. Then you're just gonna mix it all up and add water so it can, you know, stick together for the soil blocks. Okay, so here's the mix. I don't know if you can see that. That's the mix there. And then I'm going to add water. Okay, it seems like it's getting somewhat sticky. Let's add a little more. Florida seasons are, I guess, a little bit reversed because our summers are so hot that we can grow some things, but our best growing season, I think, is going to be here in the winter time. We grow a lot of things out. A lot of other areas can only grow in the spring, so this seems like it's getting pretty moist here. Sticking together a lot better. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay, that seems like it's sticking together pretty well. So I'm going to create these blocks now. Okay. Here's my blocker. I'm just going to fill it up. Okay, it seems like some of it's not wanting to stay in there, so I don't know. I need to add something else. Maybe I just need to push it in there. Maybe that's what I needed to do. Just push it, I guess, with my hands. And it should be moist, but it shouldn't be like soaking wet. Like when you grab it, tons of water shouldn't be falling out of it. So, okay. Here we go. Just a little bit more. This bottom one here. Okay, now I'm going to try to put it into my containers. see if this works. Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, maybe it'll fit this way. Okay. Here we go. Yay! So I can only fit 4 to a container, so I'm probably going to have to do the rest in a cookie sheet. Or maybe I'll be able to fit 2 more blocks in there. But can you see what they look like? And they have an indentation at the top for a seed. So the seeds that I'm going to be... Let me pick one up and see if it'll stick together. Oh. It looks like it's holding together pretty good. Here it is. Here it is right here. I'm so excited. Okay. Maybe I'll do 2 more to put on the sides. That's a pretty good mix. Now, the test is going to be when I start watering these if they'll hold together. But 1 container like this you can do 6 in one. So I did 4 in the middle and then 2 on the sides, or 1 on the side, 1 on each side. I'll see if I can do some more. After the camera's off, I'll fill this other container. But the varieties that I'm going to be planting this season are going to be, University of Florida's list says you can plant, in October you can plant broccoli, beets, cabbage, cauliflower, Chinese cabbage, collards, kale, kohlrabi, lettuce, and strawberries. Those survive transplanting easily, so you can just, those are the ones that are going to be best suited for these containers. And then careful transplant planting would be mustard and spinach. This says carrots too, but a lot of people don't have good luck with transplanting carrots. You might as well just plant them right into the ground. And then use seeds for onions, radishes, and turnips to direct sow. So the ones I'm going to be doing are going to be the early snowball cauliflower. It's from Fairy Morse. I'm going to be doing some cilantro, these Shasta Daisy perennial flowers. Flowers are always good to add for pollination and everything. And just for insect control. Calendula, Oktoberfest calendula. I'm going to try my hand at the poppy, although I haven't had good success in the past. Echinacea. Georgia Southern collards. Early purple Vienna kohlrabi. These are these black packages like this are from Baker Creek, but they're very old. These were packed for 2014. But the thing is last year and the year before, I planted my fox cherry tomatoes, and those still came up. So I'm gonna try them, and worst case scenario, if they don't work, then I'll just throw these away and just get new seeds. But some of this stuff should come up. Canton bok, so like a bok choy. And then for my direct sowing, I'm going to try the Alyssa Craig onion, the yellow or amarillo carrots from Baker Creek. These I tried last year. I believe these carrots were just from, I think from Walmart or something. These are the Danvers half long. And me and my daughter had some success. I planted those outside of her bedroom window so she can see the progress. And it was a fun experiment. And then we also had planted these radish giants of Sicily radishes. And those did pretty well. So also my friend Marissa, hi Marissa, she sent me some seeds from her garden. And she sent me marigold, pink zinnias, and sunflowers. So I'll try my hand at some of those and see how they do. Anyway, that's all that I have for you all today. And happy fall gardening in Florida.